Hi, and thanks for joining us. Today we're going to set up a hikvision IP camera to be accessible on your network. First, what you'll need to do is install the SADP program. That should be included on the CD that came with your IP camera. Once you have that installed, go ahead and open it up by double-clicking on the icon. Now, once it comes up, it's going to locate every hikvision camera on your network. And you can see here there's a weird IP address. It's 192.0.0.64. That's the default IP address that they come with. What we'll need to do is find out the default gateway for your network or for our network, and basically change that IP address to correspond. That way they can communicate with each other. So next, what we'll need to do to find out our default gateway, if you don't already know it, is go down to your Start menu, type in CMD, and then hit Enter. What that's going to do is bring up the command prompt, and here type in ipconfig, and then hit Enter. This is going to give you a little information about your network. The area that we're looking for is the default gateway here. As you can see, ours is 192.168.1.1. Now keep in mind yours could be different, but just write that down so we can so we'll have it for later. Okay, now that we know our default gateway, what we'll want to do is change this, the hikvision camera, to our gateway. So just go ahead and click on it, and on the right hand side here, under IPv4 gateway, type in your default gateway. Now that we have that entered, what we're going to do is change the IP address at the top to something that corresponds to our default gateway. So for example, we could do 192.168.1.108. Generally, you want to make sure this doesn't have the same IP address as something else on your network, because that will cause conflicts. So usually setting it to a higher number works better. Just something to keep in mind. After you get your IP address entered in the top, go ahead and go down to the password field, and we want to put in the default password, which is 123456. I'm sorry, it's 12345. There we go. And if everything went through correctly, you'll get this message, parameters modification success. Now that we have an IP address for our hikvision camera, what we're going to do is access it. You can open any browser, Internet Explorer, Firefox, or Chrome to access the camera. I'm going to go ahead and use Firefox here. And just go ahead and type in the IP address that you assigned to the camera, and then press Enter, and it should bring you directly to a login page. What we're going to do now is log in with admin, and then the password is 12345 as the default password, and click login. Now before we get a live view here, what we'll need to do is download and install the plugin. Keep in mind this is only a one-time thing, so it's just got to download it real quick. So just click on the link, save file, and we're just going to save it to the desktop. Okay, and now once it's complete, go ahead and close out of the browser. Now that we have the plugin downloaded and the browser window closed, we can install the plugin. So go ahead and find it on your desktop or wherever you saved it to, and double click on it to open it. Let's go ahead and click Run, and just run through the necessary steps to install it. And once it's done installing, go ahead and reopen your browser. Alright, and let's put in that IP address that we used to access it last time. Alright, and go ahead and log in with admin and 12345, the default password. And you can see now that we have a live view. And that wraps up our tutorial on how to access the hikvision camera on your network. And we appreciate you joining us.